the whole time the prosecution, in this case, false charges against me. This is what you call malicious prosecution, where the prosecutor files charges just because they know to make up with a jury, and they know that they can get a conviction. But the law in this case basically is that, when I read the law on the Texas law, they got a law saying that they changed it in 2007. Prior to 2007, you had to retreat in your home, right? But the law says this right here, that there's no duty to retreat in your home. And it says that you don't have to wait before you defend yourself against an intruder inside of your own home.
Absolutely.
It also says that at the end, you act out of this fear in your home that even if it's your mom or your dad, or no matter who it is, that you are not liable, you justified in acting in your home of defending your home, right? So it also says that you can't defend yourself against the police only if a crime is like saying if a crime has been reported to have took place at your home, that you can't use the self-defense. Now you look at Henry McGee, the crime was reported to be at his home, and they found drugs in his home.
Right.
But somehow he was able to escape the charge of capital murder by having an all-white grand jury and one Mexican, right, on his jury.
Right.
And so I wasn't able to escape, and I didn't have no drugs in my home. Here's the key. Also, it was never any criminal activity to allege to have took place in my home. All this stuff that this cop is claiming is basically a lie.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
What happened was they were investigating something next door, and in some other building over there. And what happened was the pre-raid people was there. My lawyer had to call as witnesses to challenge even the death penalty in this case. Because in Texas, under the death penalty law says this: you can't charge a person with the death penalty if there was some unforeseeable circumstances which were to flourish, which breaks the link in the chain where you can be charged with death when it comes to a police officer. You understand? Meaning that if it was something that shocked the conscience, that you had no idea was taking place, then you can't be charged with the death penalty in a case like that. But yet still, I've been charged with death penalty for the police saying themselves that they didn't first announce themselves. We have videotape that they probably would destroy, or my lawyer hasn't really used in the litigation of this case. So you think I'm stupid? You have to, man, and pre-trial is the most important part of the case, and he botched my pre-trial.
Yeah.
He hasn't any exhibit where the police said that they didn't first announce themselves. This is my favorite. You had some encore workers working on the pole.
Right.
He hasn't called them. They said, listen, I didn't hear no announcement. Several other people said they didn't hear announcements. That's critical in my defense. A pre-trial argument that the death penalty is not even warranted in this case, and that I shouldn't even be charged with anything. That's first of all. And so I'm learning the law, and I'm understanding the law, and I understand what he's not doing for me, right? And so that's critical.
Right.
Number one. And so what else he hasn't did is, he hasn't used the CI. We were able to get this CI, and he said a lot of different things. But one critical thing he says on the videotape, he never told the police that I sold drugs or had drugs in my house. That's critical. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so affidavit, there's questions as to discrepancies in what the officer saying and what he claims the guy saying. So what I've heard has happened is that after the cops fucked up and came to my house without reason to come to my house, and the sergeant that was on duty there, Reinhardt, sent him there because in 2011 he had a situation with me at his job. He thought I sold drugs. He told me he would come after me one day, and he fucked up 10 months ago in a situation that got another officer shot. So he was taking this time to take our revenge, and they was coming there to kill me. And so that's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? After seeing this other guy that they did a no-knock warrant on and killed him, went in his house in Killeen and killed him, and I believe that was revenge for my case. A guy named Reed, they didn't know they killed him. Nobody said nothing. The people around here, they don't stand up for the people. They let these cops come in your house and kill you, and just don't nobody say nothing because the DA office, they have to change the DA office and get Henry Garza out of this DA office. He's been here for 20 years. He's been committing fraud against people, filing false charges against people, and he has me in here. They filed false charges on me, and like I said, the law is in my favor, but that the jury won't rule in my favor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They'll be under tremendous pressure to convict me instead of them telling the right thing, the cops saying the right thing. What they did is they retired, left the force, and all this stuff instead of saying, hey man, listen, this is wrong. Let's stand up for our buddy Officer Dinwiddie. But they torn the line of injustice. And so that's why people don't trust the cops.
Absolutely.
That's why you can't.
Absolutely.
You can't trust the cops because they have this blue line, this code. And I'm not saying to me a mean thing. It's just true. And they're not going to be truthful about everything they say. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yep. So like, I want this lawyer off my case, man, and like I said, it was unethical that he told my lawyer to do that, and I called him 3 times yesterday and asked him, man, file a motion to withdraw my case, and what he said to me, well, I'm going to let the judge rule first, because he knows that he's talking to the judge in the back room, and he's saying, listen, man, if I get off this case, then the corruption will reveal. We're trying to convict this guy. I don't see why the judge has already said, listen, I can't deny this man from hiring a lawyer on his case. You know what I'm saying? But
yes, absolutely.
It has to be proven that this is a tactic to delay. This is not a tactic to delay the trial process. It's a tactic for me to protect myself from my due process rights being violated. Some that I explained here, and I just didn't like the way I feel like he put my new lawyer in a position and tried to make him look bad, because the judge questioned my lawyers as to their credentials, and that shouldn't have been part of this hearing, and we shouldn't even been having a hearing like this based on a motion to substitute counsel. This is something he came up with. I hired counsel. He should have started the process when I hired counsel and did the ethical thing, and my lawyer should have filed a complaint against him as soon as he didn't do that. He should have filed a complaint to the state bar against this attorney, because I've filed several, and I'm going to file one today when I get off the phone talking to you. I just don't like being upset like this, man. These cops came to my house with no warrant, no nothing, and they want to cover for these cops. What they did to me, man, was something, bro. I mean, it was inhumane.
Yes.
It was something.
A great injustice.
It was something that you would do to an animal, and then it would be more respect, more outrage. But if you do stuff like this to the human being, and suggested to me. I didn't have no $200,000, $500,000 to hire a lawyer to investigate. You're not going to get that with a public defender.
No, not at all.
Right, and so all these people work together, man. But here's what I want to say again, Minister Nick, that you have been somebody, man, who has been gracious, man, who has stood in there with me all the time. And if it wasn't for this Facebook page and people hearing me, you know, most people don't want to support cases like this when somebody's accused of shooting a cop. Well, I can tell you one thing: I haven't shot anybody. And when
right.
when you look at the reports and you analyze these reports, the police officers, they say what they saw is different, and then so the DA office even changed these reports. You know what I mean? Changed took out everything that the police officer said, and so the reports I sent you is what you call summary reports, right? So my lawyer said, well, those are not really the actual discovery, right? So I said, he said that is something that was written out discovery, but I'm saying, well, it's a real good job. So I need to call the person who wrote this to the stand and ask them, is this what you wrote? Is this what you found in discovery and wrote off the pages of discovery? Because what they saying is what the police saying. They see all these officers get shot under the stairs. There they saw the officers fall under the stairs, and these officers somehow left the police force because they wouldn't change their state.
Right.
You know, and so you know, and so I don't want my trial to be misrepresented. And that's what's going on with this lawyer. He's been paid off. I believe that. I honestly believe that. And so we'll see what April 5th brings, you know, but I need to tell my lawyer that they need to, you know, I mean, you can't come into this case after they put all this time in corrupting the case, playing checkers, because they playing chess, and all of them are together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even this new lawyer, he just got on my case. I'm like, you know, I really don't trust him. So he even asked my lawyer, Carlos Garcia, what is this all about? So even he knows that this case should be, I mean, it should be just what it is. I have no attorneys here. It should be nothing else to do. But Carlos has this thing where he wants to try to set a person up, and you know, this I don't know what it is. He try to set you up to make you look dumb, to try to make you look dumb, ignorant, and you know, try to exalt himself to make himself look like he's better than these lawyers. So that's all that was. He wanted his lawyers to go on the record to say that they never represented the devil from the case. And I'm sure he asked the judge to ask these type of questions, you know, and so they asked these lawyers that, but a trained, seasoned lawyer would have known that, you know, I mean, you always respectful with the judge and answer the question, but he should have took command of the situation before he even got to that. You know what I mean? And even I knew that I wouldn't even answer his questions, man. Marvin, you do understand that I and John Barr got years of death penalty. Who I don't know if you lied to me. You know, you've lied before, but you're going on the record to say this. And so, if something come up, it will make it look like that this lawyer was just another quarter-pointed lawyer trying to take a case from another quarter-pointed lawyer. And my lawyer needs to say that he's been hired. You know what I'm saying? Because even now, Carlos don't believe that he was hired. You know what I'm saying? He won't accept the fact that this man was hired. You understand what I'm saying? But my lawyer needs to point that out specifically, that I've been hired to represent this man. That's what I intend to do. You know, he expressed to me that he don't use that approach. But you can't make this lawyer make you look bad, man. You know, make you look like you have no skills, You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even when my lawyer asked for an ex parte hearing and tried to speak to me out of the judge's presence, the judge got off the screen. I knew that wasn't right. And my lawyer knew that wasn't right. And so he tried to question me again, and I refused to answer his questions. You know what I'm saying? Because the ex parte hearing is supposed to just have been about the judge and everything. And even in this hearing, I asked for it to be ex parte just between the lawyers and the judge. I didn't want the DA to be there because he has nothing to do with who's appointed, what's going on as far as me hiring counsel. COVID set this trial back. And my lawyer before COVID created smoke screens. And if you look at the record, as I said, he litigated issues that he know wasn't going to happen, claiming that I was waiting to have surgery. That is not true.
Right.
That's false. You know, that's false. And he's trying to lead me farther down the road to get me cracked in the head. I wouldn't walk down a dark alley with this lawyer. Let's know I don't want him to be somebody who represents me in a serious case like this, you know. And he's looking for the judge to salvage and to help him. The judge is not supposed to be able to help him stay on my case. And that's what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, the judge appointed me. You know what I'm saying? So he makes me think that the judge is part of this process. The judge is just supposed to be a mediator. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, and only decision the judge is supposed to make is like, hey, is this something that's being done to intentionally delay the trial? No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? I want my due process, my legal rights handled. The things that he hasn't done, I want done because I don't have another chance. You only have one chance to raise your legal issues, and this is my only chance. And I want that right because they're trying to railroad me, and because they know that they will convict me regardless, even though I'm innocent. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if people say be positive, but how positive could you be when you know that the way they pick jurors is not fair? The whole process is not fair.
Not constitutional. Yeah.
Right. And the fact that I have to go through all of this, man, I've been here almost 7 years, bro.
Yep.
In pain, needing surgery. They refuse to give me surgery. I don't have nobody, you know, to check up on me.
Right.
To make sure I'm all right. But the people who's been there for me, surprisingly, in all the years, 5, 6 years, all the people, except for Phyllis Jones, all the people that reached out to me were white, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now, in this last part of the year, it's black people starting to flood in. And this stuff, man, is terrible, bro, what they did to me.
It is.
Kicked my door in with no
You have 1 minute left.
Kicked my door in no warrant, broke my lady's ribs, made her use the restroom all over herself, put her in fear for her life without a warrant, and just because, and shot this police officer. And they don't want his wife to find out because they know she will sue. She would say,
Right.
wait a minute. She would say, wait a minute, hold it. You guys sent my husband over without a warrant, and she will be able to sue. You know what I'm saying? She will be able
Yeah.
to, they owe her big time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, before the call ends, can you receive visitors now or not because of COVID?
No, I can just receive more for that
The video chat?
What you did, that visiting thing that you...
Yeah, the video chat. Yeah.
You gonna do that again? Try it again.
Yeah, I'll try it again.
I think you'll be approved.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put you on my list today. So you can...
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.